Hello, welcome back to Project Lemon and welcome back to my channel Bloodshed Restorations. This episode is going to be quite basic really. It's a bit of a cleaning. Headliner's coming off, that's going to get tidied up, cleaned up, put back in. Then I really do need to address those leaks on the roof, on the skylight, and also, as I've found, via the door seals as well. So I'll keep it very brief. Here we go, and hope you enjoy watching. Please feel free to leave a comment, like and subscribe. That would help my channel out massively. Thanks very much. This is what happens when your sunroof leaks. All along there, seal's gone completely. Just letting water all the way in. We've had a decent downpour of water, rain even, and it's starting to feel quite wet, so this really does need doing very soon. So I'm going to remove this, hopefully get some sealant put on there. I might just stick a little bit of sealant on the outside of that just as a temporary measure now it's dried off, and then redo the whole lot in a bit. So we'll wait and see. I think that's probably going to be the easiest thing to do. These are going to be also another temporary measure. Just cheap little dehumidifiers, take the moisture out of the air. Use them in my sheds, so I know they work, and it's starting to smell a little bit musty in here. The headliner's held on by these tabs here, and the only things that need unscrewing are sun visors and rear view mirror, so that shouldn't be too difficult to sort out. A couple of handy little tips. Firstly, if you're removing these things, get a proper remover, makes life so much easier. Secondly, these self-sealing food bags, absolutely brilliant if you're removing some small parts. I've used it over the years for motorbike engine rebuilds, nuts, things like that. Fantastic. Permanent marker, right on what it is, never forget what it is then, and then it all goes back in the same place. Doesn't appear to be too many issues regarding this. The main thing is just going to be resealing all up the gaps there, and just resealing around the edges as well. Then hopefully that'll sort it out. I did find insulation behind the panel here, the panel there, and I know there's some under the flooring as well. So because it's pretty thick and solid insulation, I'm going to transfer that to the roof. That way I can do the roof, get everything cleaned up, put it all back in one go, and hopefully have done with that and not need to address it at any other point again. Now managed to recycle all of the foam backed insulation and fit it on the roof. As you can see, it's just about right. It's a little bit Frankenstein and a little bit patchwork, but I'm pretty pleased with it all in all. It's going to do a little bit of help with some sound deadening as well, so just need to get the headliner back in and then it won't be too bad. Not sure how visible it is. There we go. We've still got a leak. In fact, we've still got several leaks. Also, oh dear, I've also found out it leaks as well from the side door. Where this is here, it's not providing a good seal against the rubber heat. So subsequently, where the seal should be there, the water should be running off. But because it's been carpeted there is no decent seal between that and the rubber seal. So this is going to have to come off as well. And I guess that skylight's going to have to come off, which is something I didn't really want to do because I do think it's warped, but hey, that's leaking. It's leaking quite badly. Oh well, never mind. The headliner is now back in and hopefully we're free from leaks. As you can see, still a little bit of staining, but very minor. Unfortunately, all this horrendous glue is still in place. Not quite sure how we're going to get rid of that. And I've also started on trying to remove all the glue that was holding all the carpeted material that was soaking up all the rain that was leading it to leak in through the side doors as well. I've started taking that off with some white spirit, which seems to be doing it, but is a long, disgusting job. Hopefully then we'll get a better seal between the metal and the rubber seal, and then that will stop it coming in. But yeah, it's not particularly nice job at all. There was also a report of leaking in the passenger footwell. Let's see, I'll turn my light on. I reckon that might have something to do with it. I think we need to get the special silicone sealer out for that one. Lovely. Going to be starting on with a bit of rust treatment on the old jalopy today. Going to be starting off with the petrol filler cap area and the filler flap as well. It's very prominent, a lot of rust on there. Most of it should come off with just a light sanding, so I'm just going to crack on with that and see how far we get with it. That's it all off with bin liners. Then I'm going to give it a bit of a rust treatment first of all. Then once that's dried, everything will be wiped down and then it'll have its first coat of primer. That's everything wiped down with acetone now, so it's all nice and dry and nice and clean. Put an extra bit of masking just on the filler hole, just to double check that nothing else gets in, even though it won't. Now it's time for the first coat of primer. You may notice that I'm using an orange filler primer. That's simply because I don't have any grey lying around. All does the same job at the end of the day, so I don't think we're going to worry too much about that. It's now had 3 coats and I've given it a light sanding down with 180 grit paper just to help the paint adhere to it. The paint in question is from the pound shop. I'm just going completely economy on this this project so far. I know it's not going to be a perfect match, but we'll just wait and see. And ironically enough, it cost me £2.50. Yes, I am aware that you should be wearing a mask even outside, which I would advise you to do if you're thinking of doing something like this. And yes, I am aware as well, also, it's not good practice to spray over bolts. If I was being very professional, I would have removed those first of all, cleaned everything up as well. But I'm not really being very professional on this one, so you'll just have to bear with me. And there it is, good as new. Reasonably pleased with the overall finish. Managed to get a couple of runs. I think the paint was a little bit on the thin side. There are a few dents and whatnot caused by the rust. In an ideal world, I should have put some filler in that and done it that way, but in light of the state of the rest of the van, I don't think it will really matter too much. Also done the massive great rust spot on the rear as well, on the rear tailgate, and there it is. Obviously both of these need leaving for about 24 hours, then giving a very light scuff down, and then a good polish up, bit of a T-cut, etc, just to blend them in a little bit. But you know, there's only so far you can go. I think the whole of the tailgate's going to need doing. Not my finest of works, but I shall insert a little picture of something else I've done just to prove I can do a half decent job as well.